go ahead with the first question.
How about this? Our women's volleyball team is in first place in the SEC. They stomped on Tennessee last night. How about that?
How about that? All right.
So clap, one clap in the back. Yes.
John, early in the year, you were talking about if everybody follows Mike Gilchrist, this will be a team on fire. What do you mean when you say team on fire?
Yesterday in practice, he was just, his level of intensity and he's DeAndre Liggins' starting point is where DeAndre finished. He's there, like, that's what he is right now. Only he's 6'7", he's long, he can play inside, outside, he can guard 3 positions or 4 positions for that matter, like DeAndre. He just brings a burning desire to get better. He was in the building last night like at 11 o'clock shooting. I mean, he's like the guys that we had here who, you know, they're chasing greatness.
Coach, I saw an article yesterday talking about you perhaps having a team that's even better than a team that just came off the Final Four. And you've had success in other places you've been. Do you ever
Who said that?
I read it somewhere. I forgot where I read it.
So all the old, I read it somewhere.
No, I promise you it's legit. And and I finished.
I gotta go.
Do you ever even yourself marvel at the level of success and recruiting you've had here? And I know you've had recruiting somewhere else, but you and the program together, you yourself ever think about it?
For last year's team, it was more that they came together as a group and a unit. That was one of the best teams I've coached. I've coached 3 teams like that. I coached a team at UMass like that. I coached a team that I've only had 3, and that last year's team was that team. They just said, we're bringing it. I know we only have 6 guys. I know someone else maybe have more talent than we have, but it's too bad. We're winning anyway. This is different. This is kind of like my first year and a couple other years I've had where you're in a short order trying to get a group of talented players together to play. So it's, you know, am I surprised kids want to come to Kentucky? No, not at all. I mean, I would be surprised if they wouldn't want to come. Why won't you want to come?
Just as a follow-up, Kentucky's been here a long time.
Well, yeah, I mean, the aura of this program, the fans, the facilities, the SEC, there's a lot of things here. And then all of a sudden they see results of other past players and what's happening for those. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of this? Now, the issue, you know, sometimes becomes this is not for everybody. This stuff, you know, look at you. I mean, there's, you know, you know, this is what it is, and they're going to feel it when they get that in there, and they're going to, when they saw 600 tents lined up around, let me be exact, because I'll be misquoted, I think it was 570. What was the exact number, so we don't have to have people search it out and say I misspoke? What? 550? Is it exact, or should I tell them that's an estimate? Okay. So we're going with 600. I like that. But when they see that for 5 days and see grandmothers and all that, they start to realize, uh-oh. And I really think that's one of the reasons that Michael Gilchrist is in that gym at 11 o'clock, and Brandon was, and John Wall was, and Marcus Teague, and Darius, they do this because there's a sense of, wow, this is big, and I hope I'm up for it. And that's why I think the guys perform, and they play better than people think, they go farther than people think, then they go to the league, and they do better than people think. You know, it's kind of this whole environment, I call it the Kentucky effect. It just kind of does it to you.
Coach, is there any rule changes, and if there's not, is there anything that you would like to see changed?
I like the arc underneath the rim. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I like the arc because we drive the ball, and if you're in that arc, you run the guy over, and it's a block, whether he's there. You know, it can't be your own man now. That arc's under there for the secondary defender. But we're trying to beat our man on the dribble, which means there's a secondary guy coming over. Well, if you're in that area, you don't have to worry about anything. Just run the guy over. Can't be there. The old stand under the basket and take charges, That's why they've done that arc, which I think is a good rule.
John, with each passing year that you're here, how much does the pressure escalate to win it all, especially as you call it, you said, it's a unique place here, the standard is very high.
Well, obviously, we want to win national championships, and I want to win national championships, but I'm more concerned about these players. And let me say how I do this. So, because it's kind of like, I feel like sometimes I'm running for president because people will tell you what I'm thinking, or they'll tell you what I'm saying, or what I mean by what I'm saying. When I say players first, during the season, we're concerned solely about our team. Yes, we're trying to get guys better. We're putting them in positions to help us win. During the season, it is about our team. The minute the season ends, it is about those individual players. And we help them make decisions or give them information so they can make decisions on what they want to do. I think, and again, you do right by these kids, they drag you to what you're trying to do, which is put up banners. And that's how I feel. And I just think that the pressure here, whoever's in this seat, to win. One of the things I'll tell you, I don't take this as life or death. And the reason I don't take it like it's life or death, because you die a lot. And that's game to game. I just, I'm doing the best I can. I have a peace of mind that I'm doing the best I can. And I do know I'm doing it for the kids, not myself. So that I can live with myself and know that we're doing right.
With national championship talk at, how do you temper it? How much do you like to hear it from your players? How much do you not like to hear it?
I want our guys to have peace of mind. I want to tell them that we're a talented group and they can do what they want to do. But I want them to have peace of mind that do the best you can. Do this together. Be your brother's keepers. What is supposed to happen will happen. I want them to have peace of mind. I want them to also dream big dreams. I want them to think beyond their surroundings. I want them to feel good about why make them feel bad about wanting to be the best. I want you to be the best. I want our team to be the best. But in between then, where we are now, and that kind of goal is a lot of work and a lot of togetherness and a lot of sacrifice and guys having to give up some of their games and all those things. It's what we deal with. I mean, the issue here is we're doing it with freshmen. So my first year, 3 freshmen, last year 3 freshmen, this year 3, 4 freshmen. And all of a sudden, and if you've ever coached this sport, to get freshmen to play without the basketball on offense, to make hard cuts that don't really matter for the play, to make the extra pass, to not worry about stats, and then defensively play off the ball, to do all the things to help your team. It's just hard. I'd like to get them to talk to one another on the court. That stuff's hard, and it takes time. Last year, we lost 6 league games on the road. We couldn't win a road game. And by the end of the season, we got together, we were good, and then we were one of those teams. We were one of the 3 or 4 teams that was, playing the best basketball at the end of the year.
John, there seems to be some people who don't quite understand what the phrase gold standard means. Could you address that and sort of
Gold
clarify that a
standard
little
is
bit?
you want to be that standard that everybody else looks at and says that's how we want to be. I talked about our grade point average, and with all of you in here, we had a 3.16 grade point average last term. Didn't merit enough to write a story, I guess. It was a 3.16 this summer, and I said let's have the highest GPA in the country. That's my challenge to my team. I mean, it's a done deal, but that's what you chase. Just like you're chasing a national championship, let's chase that. Some of you gives you an opportunity. Well, why would you say that? Because there's some of you that will write, well, they only had a 2.4. He said they were trying to be. So you have that part of it, but the other side of it is, so that means I'm going to try to tell them not to dream big dreams? Go for it. We had the highest APR in the SEC. We had the highest AP. You all knew that, right? That wasn't written about either. What I'm trying to say is let's have the highest APR in the country. And let's chase that national title. And let's get 5 guys drafted in the first round. You want it all. Why shouldn't you want it all? Why don't dream big dreams? Now, we may not get any of it. But I know this will get closer to it if that's what we're striving for than we would if we weren't.
John, when you're talking about it's about the players, how would your approach be different if it's about winning championships?
Well, again, when you make decisions after the season, If it was just about winning championships, what do you think I'd recommend to all these players? I'd say, come back. I need to help your free throw shooting. You're gonna get bigger. You'll be better prepared in the NBA by staying 2 more years. And all I know is, I can't do it that way. If I think a young man like Brandon Knight is gonna be a top 5, 6, 7, 8 pick, and he's got 60 college credits after 1 year of 4.0 work, I could have convinced him, why wouldn't you want to stay another year or so and get a college degree? Why don't you do that? With the back of my mind saying, I'm just trying to win more games. I just don't do it that way. And as this has happened, we encourage kids to chase their dreams. If we give them the information and that's what they choose to do, I told DeAndre I thought he should come back. He chose to leave, I'm for him. If that's what he wants to do, I'm for him. So, that's the kind of decisions you make when you're about players first.